Ted, it was 1963, 1964 when the two of you came to ABC News, and I wonder what you remember about those really early days when you first worked together.
What I remember, Charlie, is that at that age, Peter was just 25 and I was 23, and we were covering the Goldwater campaign in 1964. And neither one of us knew squat about American politics. I was born and grew up in England. Peter, of course, was born and grew up in Canada. And we were faking it the whole time we were doing it, but at least we were faking it at a low enough profile, a low enough level that nobody caught on. A couple of years later, when Peter was plucked out of obscurity, in a sense, to become the anchor of ABC News for the first time, he couldn't fake it any longer, and I think that was probably the most difficult time of his career, the 2 years that he anchored the first time around.
Yes, the joke was in those days that if you were on the 10 most wanted list, the best place to hide out was on ABC News. Very few people watched us in those days, and that was the day when everyone was learning. And see what you did for Barry Goldwater.
Well, we didn't help him much, but we had one of the most glorious days of both of our lives. We talked about it many times in the years to come, because on Election Day in 1964, they put the lid on. That means that there wasn't going to be any news coming out of the Goldwater campaign. And so Peter and I rented an Austin Healey, which was a wonderful little British sports car, and we did time trials up and down Camelback Mountain right behind the Camelback Inn. And as I say, in the years to come, we would talk about that and say, you know, we've had a few carefree days in our lives, but that ranked right up there in the top 3.
And you were both part of a great transformation for ABC News that occurred over the years.
For other great news coverage, watch ABC News Now, available on AOL service.